Learning to budget effectively is essential in gaining control of your money and achieving financial freedom. Here are 9 key signs it's time for you to create a budget and some tips for where to begin. Impulse buying. We all do it, but it adds up over time. Before you buy it, try to think about the impulse purchase for at least a month to give yourself time to assess whether you need it or not. The 50-30-20 rule, which helps you to divide your income into necessities, wants and savings, can help you here. The rule goes like this. 50% of your income goes into necessities, which is essential expenses such as rent and bills. 30% goes towards wants, such as food, activities, subscriptions, and petrol, and 20% goes towards savings or debt repayment. Of course, the amount you'll be able to put into these pots will differ based on your circumstances. If your spending doesn't fit the rule, that's okay, but it gives you a good goal to aim for. Working out your budget will make sure you're not overspending each month, and when you do want an impulse purchase, you can make it knowing you're not breaking the bank. Not tracking your costs. If you want to stick to a budget, you'll need to track every transaction you make. Many people forget to factor in small purchases such as coffees or work lunches into their budgets, but these small costs can add up to a considerable amount. For example, a daily coffee at lunchtime from your coffee shop of choice and a meal deal from a shop. You could be looking at anywhere from £2 for your coffee and £3.50 or more for your lunch deal. Scale that up to the whole week and then the whole month, and what looks on the face of it a small cost actually ends up costing you £110 in total. Scale that up again and you've spent £1,320 per year on your lunch and coffee. You're in debt or rely on credit cards. If you end the month either in debt or having to use credit cards to make it to the next payday, it's time to start a budgeting plan. Even starting off small and paying off manageable chunks of your credit card will help to begin the process. If you're in debt, our support advisors are here to provide dedicated financial advice and talk you through your options. As insurmountable as it can feel when you're stuck in this payday to payday cycle, know that it's fully possible to break out of it. Your job situation has changed. If you've recently lost your job and have access to less money, or even have had a promotion and have access to more, it's important to adjust your budget in line with the changes to your financial situation. Focus on sticking to this new budget going forward and make any tweaks if your salary changes. The 50-30-20 rule as outlined earlier is still a great guide to help you. Here at caba, we have dedicated support if you're going through challenging situations in the workplace, such as redundancy or a career change. You don't update budgets for inflation. This is a tricky one, but it is good to keep in mind. The cost of inflation is constantly changing, so it's a good idea to increase or decrease your budget plan according to inflation rates to ensure that you have enough money for all your outgoings. You can check the current inflation rate online for your country. Making slight adjustments to your budget when needed will ensure you stay on track when inflation impacts on your income. You forget annual expenses. Annual expenses such as car insurance, MOTs, vet bills, school uniform, and other bills that you pay in full are often difficult to record into your monthly budget. A good way around this is to divide your annual payments into monthly chunks and put this money aside to cover the large yearly costs. That way, you'll be more prepared to cover large costs with the buffer you created. You feel guilty when spending. Feeling guilty after spending your money is a sign you need to budget. This can take a toll on your mental health, making it feel more difficult to get under control. Setting aside some money for luxuries in your budget will allow you to spend some money without needing to feel guilty. Your credit score has decreased. Missing debt payments or direct debits can negatively impact your credit score. Having a low credit score will affect your ability to apply for things like loans, mortgages, and other forms of credit, including applying for insurance. In order to benefit from cheaper rates for these things, you will need to be able to pass a credit check. And if your credit score has already been affected, it might mean you'll be forced to pay higher rates in the future, making paying off debt even harder. If you're worried about your financial situation and need debt advice, don't hesitate to contact our team to help you through difficult times. You don't have a buffer. Following the 50-30-20 rule will allow you to start setting aside money to create a buffer. Even starting small at £10 a week equates to approximately £480 a year, which will help in the event of an emergency or an unexpected cost. This will give you more security and peace of mind in case something sudden comes along, such as a car repair, large vet bill, or childcare costs. Not having this can make you feel even more worried or stressed about money, so if you can, try to factor in a buffer into your budget. We've got some great resources and tools to help you kickstart a budgeting plan for a healthier financial future. Our budgeting template, benefits calculator, and grants search tool are a great place to start to make it easier for you to start to put together a budget that works for you.